G'day folks, Jim Lanters here from FX Charts with the currency outlook for the Finance News Network for Friday the 23rd of November. Well, it's been a pretty quiet session, really thin session anyway, really, because of the US Thanksgiving holiday. There has been a little bit of volatility, a bit more than I might have expected. The markets have been generally underpinned really by the slightly improved PMI data, firstly out of China yesterday, which came in at 50.4, so that's back in an expansionary phase. And then later on from the EU, which is still below 50, but was slightly better than expected and helped the euro along a little bit. Also helping today was the increased positive, or the continued positive sentiment over the fact that a deal is going to get done over Greece next week in the bailout package. So that helped the euro along, as did a positive Spanish bond auction. So we've had the euro, it took out some stops above 128.40 in Asia yesterday. It's been up to just under 129, 128.98 I think was the high. Currently back at around 128.70, pretty quiet now, and I would expect that to remain the case really for much of the day. Dollar yen, that's at 82.40. Once again, that the yen remains weak. Dollar yen got up to 82.83, I think it was. Aussie yen and euro yen both made new highs as well before reversing a little bit. But the yen looks weak ahead of the election that's coming up on December the 16th. Cable, that's not doing an awful lot. That's at 159.35. It's a little bit weaker than yesterday. There's been a bit of euro sterling buying. Really on the increased hopes of a positive outcome over Greece next week. So sterling's remaining under a bit of pressure there. And dollar Swiss, that's at 93.60. It's a little bit softer, but not doing an awful lot. The Aussie, well, that is at 103.85. Got up to 104 immediately after the Chinese PMI data yesterday. Then drifted lower to 103.5 before reverting to the middle of the day's range. So it's all pretty quiet and not doing a great deal. And the Kiwi likewise, that's at 81.55. So it looks a pretty quiet session again today, with the US largely still out on the holiday. The highlights for the upcoming session are going to be the EU GDP and the German IFO, the Business Climate Sentiment Index. So that's really about it. I don't really see a great deal happening before next week, and it looks as though it could be a bit of a quiet drift into the weekend. If you do want a more comprehensive outlook, though, go to the website as usual, www.fxcharts.com.au. And that aside, just remember that any outlook mentioned here is a personal view only and not intended to be used as trading advice. So that's really about it for the week. Have a very good weekend, and talk to you on Monday. Cheers.